The cities where Americans are actually thriving in Europe are almost never the famous ones. The Americans who move over, fall in love, and actually stay often look beyond the postcard city. They pick the smart one, the second city, and they end up living better for way less. So let's check out 8 European destinations where Americans genuinely thrive, and in several of them, retire well. Number 1. The second cities of France. Forget Paris. I am talking about Lyon, Toulouse, and Montpellier. Now, most people hear France and think it's expensive and a little bit rude, but France's second cities are basically a different country, and for Americans, there is a hidden bonus. The tax treaty between the US and France can be unusually favorable for certain US source retirement income, including Social Security and some pensions. But the exact treatment depends on the account and your personal situation. Now, a quick reminder, these numbers are not guarantees, but possibilities. But a one-bedroom across these cities runs around 700 to 1,100 euros a month. You get real food, great local wine without the Paris price tag, fast trains connecting you to major cities, and access to France's famous healthcare system once you meet the residency and coverage requirements. You sit in Lyon paying attention to your budget while eating some of the best food in the world. Also, from Lyon, you can be in central Paris in about 2 hours on the fast train, so you get big city access whenever you want. One honest heads up though, do not only look at income tax when you plan this. France can hit hard with its real estate wealth tax and inheritance taxes. The wealth tax applies only to qualifying net real estate wealth above the relevant threshold, but inheritance rates can climb frighteningly high when assets pass to someone who is not a spouse, civil partner, or close relative. Also, if you think about starting the language from zero, relax. There are real university cities packed with affordable language schools to get you going. Number 2. Valencia, Spain. This one is consistently ranked one of the best cities on the planet for people moving abroad, and I completely get it. It is walkable, it is right on the Mediterranean, there is a beach inside the city, and there is a massive green park stretching through the middle where a river used to run. You can bike the entire length of the city on flat, calm bike lanes, past the painted fishermen's houses, straight to the sand. Also, this is the birthplace of the famous Spanish dish paella. A one-bedroom is now roughly 1,000 to 1,500 euros. And if that is a touch high, look south to Malaga. Same sunshine, a friendlier vibe, and usually a little cheaper. The people who thrive here rent and keep their money simple. The ones who struggle show up needing a Spanish salary. Rent, keep it simple, and this might be the best city life in Europe for the price. One honest catch though, Spain's taxes are the real downside here. The rates run high, and if you are bringing over investments or a Roth retirement account, Spain does not treat them kindly. So run those numbers before you fall in love with the place. Number 3. Porto and Braga in Portugal. Everyone screams about Lisbon, but Lisbon got more expensive and a little bit crowded. Porto is the smarter move, smaller, more real, and many say even better food. But the real hack is the coast right next to it. A town called Matosinhos, where there is a working fish market. And you eat the morning catch grilled 20 steps from the water. And now let's talk about Braga, a young university town just up the road where a one-bedroom runs about 600 to 800 euros a month. As someone always chasing the best deal, that is the number that makes me smile. In Porto itself, you are looking at more like 1,000 to 1,300 a month. People will tell you Portugal died as a destination when the big tax break ended, but for you, that misses the point. You came for the life, and the life is very much still here. I will be straight with you though. If you are a higher earner, that tax break ending does sting more than some people admit, because Portugal's regular rates climb fast once your income gets up there. So run your own numbers. But if you are here for life on a normal retirement budget, Porto is still very much worth it. Number 4. The tiny towns of southern Italy. This is a different kind of play. Italy has a deal where qualifying foreign pensioners who move to certain small towns under 30,000 people can get a special 7% flat tax. And these are not ghost towns, real places with hospitals and train stations. Picture Ostuni, a town of white stone lanes sitting above olive groves that roll down to the sea. Picture the Sardinian coast around Cagliari. Dinner for two with good wine runs about 25 to 30 euros, and a one-bedroom is around 500 to 1,000. But please don't rush in and sink your savings into a business or a property before you understand how Italy really works. Those people end up learning some very expensive lessons. Number 5. Crete, Greece. Specifically Chania, Rethymno, and Heraklion. Greece quietly built one of the best deals in the whole Mediterranean, a super low flat tax on foreign pensions that runs for 15 years, and almost nobody talks about it. But forget the tax for a second. The life is the real sale. The Cretan diet is one of the healthiest on earth, which would be ideal for me also. And the little tavernas even pour you a free raki at the end of the meal. And a long lunch of grilled fish costs about 15 euros a person. A one-bedroom runs 500 to 900. Chania even has an American community that goes back decades, so you are not landing totally alone. Just know it is an island, wonderful for most of the year, but usually a flight or a ferry to get anywhere else. Number 6. Cyprus. If your biggest fear is the language barrier, this is your answer, because English is basically everywhere here, left over from the British days. Over 300 days of sun a year. You can be in the sea before lunch and up in the pine forest mountains by dinner on the same day. Foreign pensions get taxed at a tiny flat rate. Now the main city, Limassol, got a bit pricey. A one-bedroom there runs 1,400 to 1,750 euros. But move elsewhere on the island and it drops a lot. Plenty of happy retirees skip Limassol completely and settle somewhere like Paphos. Cheaper, calmer, and the kind of place where you can watch the sunset over the sea every single night. Number 7. Prague and Brno in the Czech Republic. This one is for the younger crowd, the remote workers and the self-employed, more than the retirees. And this whole region is about to blow up. Prague is stunning. It is safe. The public transport is world-class for pocket change. And a genuinely great beer costs you a couple of dollars. Beer gardens all summer, Christmas markets in December, wine bars everywhere. And a one-bedroom in Prague runs about 800 to 1,200 euros. And Brno, the cool tech and student town, comes in around 18% cheaper. Number 8. Bulgaria, and I mean Sofia and the gorgeous old city of Plovdiv. If your number one goal is stretching a retirement income as far as it can possibly go, this might just be the cheapest comfortable life in the entire European Union. Sofia sits right at the foot of a mountain you can hike in summer and ski in winter. And Plovdiv is one of the oldest cities in all of Europe, full of cobblestone lanes, easy cafes, and colorful old houses. A one-bedroom in Sofia runs about 450 to 650 euros a month, and in Plovdiv, it drops even lower than that. Bulgaria also has one of the lowest flat tax rates anywhere in Europe, which is a quiet little gift if you are living on a pension or investments. Add in a cheap Black Sea coast for the summers, affordable private healthcare, and grocery bills that genuinely make you smile, and you have got a seriously underrated retirement base for the value hunter. And now real fast, let me save you a painful year and look into some famous cities that look like the dream, but quietly break people. Lisbon is gorgeous, but it got so expensive that a central one-bedroom now costs about what an average local earns in a whole month, and you can feel the resentment. It still works if you keep your income from home, but it is a trap if you show up chasing cheap Europe on a local salary. Paris has come dead last in a lot of surveys, with most people saying housing is unaffordable, and many are finding the locals cold. If you are chasing a movie version of Paris, visit for a few days and go live in Lyon instead. And Berlin ranks near the bottom because people say that it is hard to make any connections with people. Not because people are rude, but because life there keeps work and private life firmly apart, so it can take real time to break in. None of these are bad cities. They are just badly matched to what most people say they actually want. And the biggest trap of all is not even a city, it is a mindset. Americans move over, spend a year somewhere, Decide the locals just do not know how to run things and try to fix it all with American efficiency. It almost never works. Europe runs on a different logic, and you do not get to skip the years it takes to learn it. So if something looks broken and easy to fix, ask why no local has fixed it already. Come for the life, not to rebuild the place. Also, the locals here usually already have their circle, family and friends they have known since they were kids. And while they will be warm and welcoming to you, fully breaking into that inner circle takes real time. Younger movers tend to crack it faster, often through work or a language class. So if you are retiring, lean into the expat communities early. They can be your fastest path to real friendships. And most destinations on this list have international communities you can connect with. And finally, none of this works long-term if the numbers do not make sense. The Americans who thrive in these places often earn in dollars and spend at lower local prices. That is the entire cheat code. Keep your income coming from home, your remote job, your pension, your online business, and spend it in a cheaper city. The second you need a local paycheck to survive, the magic breaks. And if you love this way of looking at the world, getting way more life out of every dollar instead of just spending more of it, then hit subscribe and join the ultimate budget squad. Because as you see from the surveys, the dream city was never the expensive one on the postcard. It was always the smart one town over, waiting for the people actually paying attention. Flex hard, spend smart.